Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are located. Welcome to our podcast, People First, the Heart of Business. I am Gabriela Castro-Smith with Trade in Motion. Trade in Motion is a workforce strategy firm for the exploration and mining industry. We help mining companies make informed workforce decisions through data-driven workforce insights and support them by building skilled, high-performing teams for the projects and operations. Today, we have an amazing guest, an amazing woman, Amanda Hilton, the president of the Nevada Mining Association. Welcome to our podcast, Amanda.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here today.
Amanda Hilton is the president of the Nevada Mining Association and is a fourth-generation Nevada native who grew up in Reno and Ely, graduating from White Pine High School. She has spent over 2 decades of her career in the mining industry, in which she was appointed as a general manager of the KGHM Robinson Nevada Mining Company in 2017, before making her way to the Nevada Mining Association in 2024. Amanda earned her BS in accounting from the University of Utah, an MBA from the University of Wisconsin, and is also a certified public accountant. She and her husband have 2 young children and love to enjoy the many outdoor recreational activities in White Pine County. Today, we are going to talk about the future of Nevada mining, leadership, workforce, and America's critical minerals. Nevada already leads the US mining industry, Amanda. So I want to know how is Nevada positioning itself to remain the world's leading mining jurisdiction?
Well, thank you. And that's a very good question that I'm excited to talk about. Today, Nevada has over 100 operating mines. We're producing 20 different minerals in our state. Some other key statistics are we produce more than 70% of our country's gold, and we're home to the only operating lithium mine in the country. So not only is Nevada the leader in mining activities in our country today, we are well positioned for the future. We have a very strong regulatory framework, and we have a wealth of a strong mineral wealth throughout our entire state. But those 2 things alone are not what's going to take us into the future. We also have things like a strong workforce, a strong skilled workforce. We have colleges and universities that are working to prepare the workforce of tomorrow. And investors see the state of Nevada as a very strong place to invest and a place that's good to do business in. As we look into the future, Nevada will be adding additional minerals to our suite of production. But the other thing I'm excited about is the companies that are looking at more processing activities. Because where we have a significant gap in our country today is in the processing of minerals. And there is every opportunity for the state of Nevada to not only be the leader in mining activities, but also the leader in production and processing in the future.
Interesting. And as you said, Amanda, the workforce is there, which is, we have seen all around the United States that the workforce is the biggest opportunity or the biggest risk. And I think that Nevada is getting ready to build their workforce pipeline. Could you please talk more about this, the workforce pipeline that you are thinking for the future with all the schools, all the universities together, having the programs, opening more programs to support the mining industry?
Yes. First of all, I want to give some background of Nevada's mining industry. The reason Nevada became a state was because of mining. And the Comstock lode in Virginia City, the silver from that district, was used to fund the Civil War. And because of that, We have families that are multi-generational miners in the state of Nevada. One of my favorite things is to go to mine sites and to see multi-generations working together side by side in the break room together, having lunch together. So we have that historical pipeline and that institutional knowledge for workforce. But as our industry continues to expand, we are going to need to expand that pipeline from where we are today. We have universities and colleges who are working very hard on this. I'll give a couple of examples. At Great Basin College, there's been a significant expansion of their welding programs. Thanks to donations from companies like Nevada Gold Mines, they've been able to increase the number of bays that they have for to obtain welding certifications. And the good news is all of those bays are full today with a waiting list. So the desire is there. We have people interested in the careers, and we just need to make sure that we have those opportunities available for them. But there is more of an opportunity for us to make people aware of the great careers in our industry and how those careers are changing. For example, as more and more automation comes online in our industry, as we look at more equipment that's going to be operating autonomously, the jobs are changing. Instead of needing equipment operators, we're going to be needing network technicians. We're going to be needing people who can ensure that we have a 100% reliable network so that those pieces of equipment never have downtime. So the types of people that we need to be recruiting and the types of skills that we need to be recruiting into the mine sites and into the industry are very different than what they were 10 years ago. And we need to be telling that story. We need to be talking to people across the state of Nevada and across the US about what the jobs in the mining industry look like today. The Nevada Mining Association started an industry career awareness campaign last year, and we have done videos of about 10 different people working in Nevada's mining industry today. And those videos can be seen on YouTube. They've gotten hundreds of thousands of hits, and from that, tens of thousands of people have gone to the career section of the Nevada Mining Association's website, and that is nevadamining.org. So we need to make sure that we can continue to get in front of especially the youth across the state and talk to them about what jobs in the mining industry look like today.
What a great job, Amanda, the association is doing, because it's workforce. I mean, it's people first. There's no mining without workforce. So we need the workforce. And as you mentioned, with the new technology, we need a different kind of workforce. And if the Nevada Mining Association, together with the mining industry in Nevada, helping all these students to get into the workforce pipeline, it's a great job. I think that other states should be looking at this model to help them to have the workforce pipeline necessary for their operations. And I know that you like story. You have a lot of stories to tell about the mining. So do you want to share one of the stories that you know about, the success stories about people in the mining industry?
Yes. I had the privilege of working at the Robinson Mine, which is located just outside of Ely. It's the state's largest copper mine. And I worked there for nearly 20 years. And I had the privilege to be that site's general manager for the last 6.5 years of my career. And while I was leading that site of more than 600 people, I got to see the heart and soul of the men and women who are working so hard in Nevada's mining industry. And I want to highlight especially the women aspect of that, because through my time in leadership at the Robinson Mine, we were able to cultivate programs that really encouraged women to take on leadership positions. And I was at a high school event a few years ago, and all of the seniors at the high school have to do a senior presentation about what it is that they want to be when they grew up. And I was at one of those events, and one of the students said that she wanted to be the leader of a mine site. And that made me so proud because she had been able to see a woman in that role. And she, because she could see that that was possible for a woman to lead a mine site, she was able to see that she had a pathway to do that as well. And that was just something that I became very proud of because I was able to be that leader and that role model for her. But that happens across our industry all the time. We have men and women who are championing other students or other employees at the mine site, and they're helping them to see their full potential. And that is something that our industry is very good at. We develop succession plans. We show what that path forward, that path to promotion can look like for people. And one of the things I like most about the mining industry is there is so much room for growth and so much room for advancement. You can have someone who started as a warehouse clerk at a mine site, and within a few years, they could be supervising a group of mechanics. So there is so much training that happens on the mine sites and so much opportunity for growth. And I think that's something that we need to highlight more in our industry.
Yeah, I agree, Amanda. It's a great industry to work in. And for women, the mining industry supports women a lot because they want to have children, they want to have a family, and mining companies support women wanting to have a career in mining, which is encouraging for women wanting to work in mining because sometimes mm, women think, some women that I've been discussing with think that it's hard to work in mining if you want to have a family. But I think that there are many mining companies supporting women, and that way they can get into the workforce and provide uh, a lot of expertise and diversity to the mining industry.
And one of the ways that mining companies in Nevada are supporting women in the industry is by supporting childcare centers in the communities in which they're operating. Because once that childcare opportunity becomes available and women feel like there's a safe place for their kids to be while they're working, that opens up entirely new
Yeah,
opportunities for careers for women.
yeah, that's true. Good job that mining companies are doing for their people. And talking about their people, about building strong mining communities, what examples made you proud of mining communities in Nevada?
In my job as the president of the Nevada Mining Association, I've had the opportunity to travel to so many different mining
Yeah,
communities. And it always thrills me to see how the mining communities are supporting programs like the Boys and Girls Club, which in many communities now provide services for kids birthed through high school. And our mining communities look at, our mining companies look at all of their communities in a very distinct manner because no community is identical to another community. And each community has its own needs and has its own things that need to be worked on. So, looking at what just was announced a couple of weeks ago in Winnemucca, Nevada Gold Mines is contributing $7 million toward building a new pool facility in Winnemucca. And that is going to provide a recreational opportunity for all residents of Winnemucca. So while Winnemucca had identified the need for an aquatic center, Eureka had identified the need for an early learning center for childcare for birth to 5 years old. And companies such as I-80 Gold and such as McEwen have all contributed money so that that Boys and Girls Club can be stood up in Eureka, and those services can be offered to all of the residents of the town of Eureka. So examples like that exist throughout the state of Nevada, and our mining companies are always looking to help advance the communities in which they're operating.
Yeah, and this is one of the examples why Nevada is consistently ranked as one of the world's best mining jurisdictions. So come to Nevada, get a job.
Earlier this year, Nevada was ranked #1 by the Fraser Institute. And
Yeah.
Nevada is consistently in the top 5. And we're really excited that we're back in that #1 spot for 2026.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I learned, and I'm very proud of that, and very proud that we are providing services in Nevada among all these great companies, because they take care of their communities, they take care of their people, and at the end, people is what makes mining.
Mhm.
Amanda, what I was thinking a lot about the women in mining. I've been working in the 3 countries, Mexico, the US, and Canada. And of course, every country is different, has different challenges among women. But at the end, what I saw is that it's more women hesitate to work in mining because of the families they want to build. But what would you say to women, to the young ones that hesitate and say, "Oh, I don't know if I want to work in mining because there's a lot of competition with other industries." And they like mining, but they said, "I don't know if I will work in the mining industry."
So, first of all, I think that some women hesitate to join the mining workforce because they're not aware of what the workforce actually looks like today. Mining today is very different than mining 20, 30, 40 years ago. When I was leading the Robinson mine and we had a tour, inevitably somebody would ask me, "Are you going to give me my shovel so that I can load some ore for you?" And I would kind of giggle because the only shovels we had on that site, hand shovels, were for removing snow in the winter. And it just thrilled me to take them out to the pit and show them what modern mining looks like. So once we get to, we need to take advantage of more opportunities to show women and to show men what modern mining looks like today, and so that they can see themselves in that role. It's so high tech. It's very technologically driven. There are so many different opportunities. And as I'm speaking to women today across the state of Nevada and encouraging them to look at the mining industry for their own career journey, I talk to them about the types of jobs that are available. There are IT jobs, there are jobs in labs, there are human resources jobs, there are accounting jobs, there are
Yeah,
community relations jobs, there are equipment operator jobs, there are mechanics jobs, there are process operator jobs, environmental technicians. And all of these jobs can be done by men or by women. And there are opportunities for anyone in any of those jobs to really grow and expand their skills in the industry. But first and foremost, we have to get through some of the misconceptions that people have about the actual work that they'll be doing on the mine site. And once we do that, it's much easier to talk to them about pursuing a career in this industry.
Yeah, and that's why we created this space to show the good practices of mining, not only for people working in mining, but for people not working in mining, because of course it's the majority and they are not aware of what mining is. So this space also is to show people not working in mining what mining is and what are the good things that mining offer if you want to work within the industry. So I think it's a good space for people to only to show what mining is.
In Nevada today, we have about 14,000 people working directly for mining companies, and the average salary is $120,000 a year. And our mine operators offer excellent insurance coverage and also 401k plans or other retirement plans. So, not only are there great career opportunities and career growth opportunities within the industry, but the pay is fantastic and there are really good benefits that go along with the jobs.
Yeah, I agree with you, Amanda. I've seen that, and people happy because the people in the mining industry, they are like a family and they are happy working in a company. So talking about the future of mining, if we meet again in 10 years, what would you like people to say about Nevada mining?
In 10 years, I am hopeful that people across the globe are continuing to say that Nevada is leading the way when it comes to mining activities in the world. And we're doing it in an environmentally responsible way. And we are working to adopt technology so that we can be more efficient and more effective. I also hope in 10 years that Nevada has been the location where some of our country's processing problems have been solved. Because as I mentioned earlier, Nevada has the mineral resources. We are so blessed with such fantastic mineral resources. But what we are missing as a state and as a country is the ability to process them domestically. And I believe that within 10 years, the state of Nevada is going to be able to help solve a lot of those problems. And not only will we be leading the way in mining processes, but also in processing.
Great challenge.
Mhm.
But in 10 years, Amanda, we will meet again and say, okay, this is what the Nevada mining industry is at this moment. And I am hoping and I am confident that what you just described will be happening.
I also want to add one other thing. Mining in the state of Nevada is a very safe industry. If you look at the safety statistics for our industry, they are comparable to having a job in accounting or finance. And in 10 years, I want our industry to be able to be so proud because we have had 0 incidents across our state when it comes to the health and safety of our people.
Wonderful. Wonderful, Amanda. Amanda, I know that the Nevada Mining Association convention is approaching. It will take place on September 9 to 11 in South Lake Tahoe. Would you like to talk about this to send an invitation to all our audience to attend the convention?
I would be glad to. As you mentioned, the Nevada Mining Association convention is quickly approaching. We are expecting to sell out within the next couple of weeks. We are going to have 3 excellent days of programming and networking opportunities. One of the things that I love most about this convention is it brings together all of the different elements of Nevada's mining industry, whether that be exploration companies, operators, companies that are developing mines. It brings all of us together in one location, and the networking that happens in those 3 days is incredible. So Wednesday evening is a great social event. Thursday, there will be programming all day. Governor Lombardo is expected to come to the convention on Thursday, and we're also planning to honor Congressman Amade during the convention. We're going to have Jeremy Aguero with Applied Analysis give the State of Nevada's mining industry presentation, and that is always very popular. The afternoon of Thursday will consist of a few different breakout sessions. We'll be talking about permitting, we'll be talking about critical minerals and the role that they've played in Nevada's history and in our future. And we'll also be having the very popular General Managers panel. The most important event at our convention will be on Friday evening at the Celebration of Excellence. And that is where we recognize all of the industry's individual, operator, and contractor safety award winners. And we get to recognize people who have gone above and beyond in leading their companies to safe operations in the last year. So we're going to have about 750 people at the convention. We have excellent opportunities for everyone to engage, and we look forward to seeing so many people there.
Yeah, so please contact us, get into the website and register. And moreover, it is worth mentioning that it will be in South Lake Tahoe, which is a beautiful area.
It is incredible. There's nowhere better to be in September than in South Lake Tahoe.
Exactly. It's beautiful. So register, because as Amanda said, it will be sold out very soon.
Yes.
To wrap up our podcast, I will ask you a question, Amanda. As president of the Nevada Mining Association, what opportunities do you see for organizations, educators, workforce specialists, and industry partners to better support Nevada's mining companies?
There are so many different opportunities for the different components of people that you talked about, and I'll touch on a few. One is the Nevada Mining Association does a teacher workshop twice a year where we bring together Nevada educators for a 2-day session. The first day is we talk to them about the mining industry. We talk to them about curriculum that they can take back to their classrooms. And we also talk to them about careers in the industry so that they can take that message back to their classrooms. We are always looking for representatives from the industry to support those teacher workshops and provide different perspectives to those workshops. In 2026, we will have met with about 120 different educators across the state of Nevada. Those educators came from 15 of 17 counties in the state. And so that is an excellent opportunity because those teachers are teaching the workforce of tomorrow. From a supplier perspective, how to support the mine operators. Our mine operators are seeing significant changes when it comes to technological opportunities. And I think for our suppliers to be able to introduce those operators to those changing technologies and bring those proposals to the operators will continue to provide opportunities for those operations to continue to improve, whether that be from a cost perspective, a safety perspective, or a sustainability perspective. Our operators are always looking for those opportunities.
Great. I agree that there are many opportunities. There's always growth opportunities that we can all the mining industry support. And the educators, it's very important for them to understand what mining is. And that way they can transmit to their students.
Yes.
So thank you very much, Amanda, for being my guest. It was very, very nice talking to you. You are a key element, a key person in the mining industry, and you are very supportive. So as the president of the Nevada Mining Association, it's an honor to have you here. Thank you very much. And thank you to our audience for listening to our podcast, and contact us and please register to the convention because it will be sold out very soon.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, and I look forward to seeing you and many of your podcast listeners at the convention.
Thank you very much.